The year is 2025. The world watches, a silent witness to a tragedy unfolding in the heart of Europe. Ukraine, once a beacon of hope, fights for its very survival. A fight made all the more desperate, all the more lonely, without the unwavering support of its most powerful ally, the United States of America. Imagine a world where the flow of American weapons, the lifeblood of Ukrainian resistance, runs dry. Where the intelligence, so crucial in anticipating Russian moves, disappears into a void of silence. This is the stark reality Ukraine faces in this chilling alternate timeline. The stakes could not be higher. This is not merely a regional conflict, it is a battle for the very soul of democracy, a test of the West's resolve against naked aggression. And in this test, America's absence speaks volumes. The impact of America's absence is felt most acutely on the battlefield. The sophisticated weaponry provided by the US, the HIMARS, the Javelins, the Patriots, are nowhere to be seen. These weapons, once symbols of defiance, have been replaced by a haunting silence. Ukraine's arsenal, depleted by months of relentless fighting, is a shadow of its former self. The advanced technology, the precision strikes that had become synonymous with Ukrainian resistance, are now distant memories. European allies, while well-intentioned, struggle to fill the void left by America. Their support, though significant, is hampered by logistical challenges, production bottlenecks, and a reluctance to escalate the conflict. The weapons they do provide lack the cutting edge, the sheer firepower that had become so crucial in stemming the Russian tide. Europe, thrust into a leadership vacuum created by America's retreat, finds itself grappling with a crisis of conscience. The continent, scarred by its own history of conflict, is deeply divided on how to confront the Ukrainian quagmire. Some nations, haunted by the ghosts of their past, advocate for a cautious approach, urging diplomacy and appeasement. Others, spurred by a sense of shared responsibility and the fear of Russian expansionism, call for a more robust response, a doubling down on military aid and economic sanctions. This internal struggle, this lack of unity, weakens the collective response. While some nations step up providing weapons and humanitarian aid, others remain hesitant, their actions constrained by domestic political considerations and economic anxieties. This disunity, this inability to present a united front, has profound consequences for Ukraine's ability to resist. The battlefield, once characterized by a dynamic interplay of maneuver warfare and high-tech weaponry, has transformed into a brutal war of attrition. The absence of American support has emboldened Russia, allowing it to unleash its full military might with impunity. Cities and towns across Ukraine lie in ruins, bearing the scars of relentless bombardment. The echoes of Grozny, the specter of Aleppo, haunt the streets of Mariupol, Kharkiv, and Odessa. The fighting has devolved into a grim struggle for survival, a desperate defense of every inch of Ukrainian soil. Trenches snake across the countryside, a chilling reminder of a bygone era of warfare. The conflict has become a meat grinder, consuming lives with terrifying efficiency. The absence of American leadership has profound implications for the prospects of peace. Without the pressure of American diplomacy, without the threat of further escalation, Russia feels little incentive to negotiate in good faith. Peace talks, once a glimmer of hope, have stalled, bogged down in mutual recriminations and intractable demands. Russia, sensing Ukrainian weakness, dictates terms from a position of strength, demanding territorial concessions that would be anathema to any sovereign nation. Ukraine, backed into a corner, faces an impossible choice: capitulate to Russian demands or continue a fight it cannot win. The absence of American support has stripped Ukraine of its leverage, leaving it at the mercy of a ruthless aggressor. Yet even in the face of overwhelming odds, the Ukrainian spirit remains unbroken. The will to resist, fueled by a fierce patriotism and a deep-seated belief in freedom, burns brighter than ever. Civilians, armed with Molotov cocktails and sheer determination, continued to resist the Russian occupation. Farmers tow away captured tanks, their acts of defiance captured on smartphones and shared with the world. The spirit of 1941, of a people united against tyranny, is alive and well in the hearts of ordinary Ukrainians. This is the paradox of Ukraine's struggle, a nation on the brink, yet filled with an indomitable spirit. The Ukrainian people, abandoned by their most powerful ally, have found strength in their unity, their resilience, their unwavering belief in a better tomorrow. The world watches this tragedy unfold, captivated and appalled in equal measure. This is not just a conflict between nations, it is a test of our collective humanity, a referendum on the values we hold dear. America's absence in this hour of need sends a chilling message not just to Ukraine, but to the world. It calls into question the very foundation of the post-World War II order, the belief that aggression unchallenged will only beget more aggression. The question remains, what will the world do? Will we stand by and watch as a nation is extinguished, its people subjugated, its spirit crushed? Or will we find the courage, the compassion, the will to act, to stand up for what is right even in the face of adversity? The answer, dear reader, lies not in the stars but in ourselves.